love Sailing with Captain Kyle on WKUF.
know Captain Kyle loves rocking this yacht till the sails drop. And tonight, we've got one of the very best studio musicians in the world, and professionally one of the great guitarists anywhere that you're going to find. The man. I'm telling you what, this awesome man from Sandusky, Ohio. When he felt that calling to go out to the West Coast, man, his whole career and life changed. The man has been one of the band musicians with American Idol, The Voice. He's worked on the BET Awards. He's worked on numerous soundtracks. You name it, Tony P has done it. He's had his hand on the pulse of Americana entertainment, guys, for over a decade. And we're gonna roll out the red carpet for him tonight. Right now, Tony, he is the main man for Robbie Dupree on the X, and he has also just recently played, of course, with the brilliant George Benson, guys. I mean, let me run down just a list of some of the cats that Tony's worked with in the past, guys. Smokey Robinson, the great Bobby Kimball, we're going to be talking about later with Kite on a String, that documentary John Zaka's been working on. One of the greatest, most powerful singers in the world. Tony P has played with him, guys. Natalie Cole played with him, guys. Tito Jackson, we all love Tito. He played with him. Mickey Thomas of Starship, guys, and Tennington Park. Of course, the brilliant George Benson, the champ, Bill Champlin, and Stevie Wonder, just to name a few, guys. I mean, Natalie Cole, Dionne Warwick. Guys, seriously, Tony P has had his hand in on all of this creative work. And tonight, we're going to share all of it. You just heard his new lead track off his new EP, Meant to Be. And it's out right now, guys. You can find it on all streaming platforms, including his professional website, TonyPGuitar.com. Guys, it's my honor tonight to welcome to the big bad boat named the Bulldog, guys, the amazing, the one and only Tony Polizzi. Tony Polizzi, everybody, give him a big round of applause. How's it going, Tony?
Hey, man, what's up, Captain Kyle?
Man,
how you doing, sir?
My brother, man, I'm doing great tonight now that we're on the air, man. I'm so honored to have you with me, Tony. Man,
thank you for having me on this show, man. This is just awesome, man. Awesome.
I'm so excited. Guys, you know how much I love rocking this yacht till the sails drop. And Tony, not only does Tony P have the fire and the desire on that rock side, Tony, your range is incredible, brother. You dive into rhythm and blues, soul music, jazz infusion, brother. I mean, you've done it all. Pop music, you name it. Hip hop, I'm sure. We're going to find a couple of your hooks on a few hip hop tracks here in the future. I know we probably will, man. Tony, you're just an incredible guitarist, one of the most talented and amazing guitarists in the world, brother. And
hey, man, I have to be thankful for the people that I grew up around. I came from Sandusky, Ohio. I had a good education. My mom and dad supported me, gave me guitar lessons, and I was exposed to a lot of different kinds of music.
Yes.
The moment I saw the Peter Frampton Comes Alive album cover, that was it. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I started off on piano, and then I switched to guitar like a year later. But there was always music going around the house. We had Peter Frampton. I listened to Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, man.
Soundtracks, the Music Man, a lot of Broadway. My mom played the piano, so she was playing all this stuff too. Listened to the Carpenters, and of course Barry Manilow. I grew up with all that music, and getting into high school, got into rock and roll. A lot of rock bands that I had throughout, and into the 90s when going into grunge. So it's like, and then when I went to college, I also studied jazz. So this is all of my musical upbringing, and then there's a lot of people that maybe stuck to one thing, but I mean, I just wanted to eat it all up. And I had great teachers as well. great guitar teachers that told me how to read, that taught me the neck. And also, when I was in high school, I had great experience in singing in choir and being in musicals, because I was manifesting that I want my music to be like that too. Matter of fact, when I was just in Sandusky this week, and we were honoring our choir director, who has stage 4 esophageal cancer. His name is William K. Krause, and we all came together, the members of the choir, and their family just put on a living celebration while he is living. And it was a very, very moving event, and I hadn't experienced anything like it. And that instructor gave us so much and to build upon. But he wants us to keep on moving too, and doing that too. I had to get that in me because it's emotional. He's a very big part of how I am moving in my musical career as well, and why I'm a musician today.
Man, I'm so I'm so happy that you shared that with us, and I have to say I'm so sorry to hear that that's happening right now to a hero of yours, a gentleman that helped you to grow as a musician, as a human being.
You know what? I'm so happy that we're doing it still while he is alive.
Yes.
Yes. And I can say thank you. We are the living legacies to these leaders of the bands that we have, the people that brought us up.
For sure.
Our band directors, our teachers.
Man,
we are no different. We have to carry on that tradition, and that's what I do with my music. I want to upload I want to give a positive message, uplifting, supportive, inspiring.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to do.
Man, I'm telling you, Tony, I look around the country right now, a lot of music programs are not found in public schools any longer. I mean, we're starting to see the arts get pulled apart to the wayside to make room for other things, whether it's science or math or whatever the agenda is. And yet creativity is being stifled. You know what I mean? And it's sad, bro, because so much of our innovation here in America comes out of the arts. And music as an art form is, to me, the most powerful form of art that there is. I mean, I'm inspired when I look at paintings. There's a lot of really great things that are out there, but music resonates deep down to your heart and soul, man. I mean, it becomes a part of you. And, you are the credit of the progress and the success of how the arts work in the school systems, man, and what comes out of it, man, on the top side. Because, brother, I'm telling you, your innovation, your creativity, it's something that all young guitarists and all young musicians should be striving for, as far as professionally looking towards that. And, I hope the day comes soon where, a lot of the schools in the U.S. begin to realize how vital art programs really are, man, And, I'm so sorry to hear about your mentor, and, my heart and my prayers go out to you and your fellow classmates and your family, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cal. Yeah, man, we need to keep the music alive. I see all these kids playing on Instagram, and they're trying to get noticed, and but we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have all these things back in the 80s. The 90s. We had to, maybe we got some Starlix videos or something like that. I had a Steve Lukather Starlix video.
Really?
I had an Albert Lee Starlix video, but that's how we got our. That's why we. Yeah, I would watch drum videos.
Wow.
My friend was a big Metallica fan. He would get his Lars. I would watch drum instructional videos more than guitar videos. It's just so it's just so exciting to watch this. So, we were just trying to get any information that we can, and there's everything that's out there. But kids, what they need is they just need coaching.
Yes.
They need direction. Yes, that stuff's out there, but with all these choices out there, sometimes ultimately you have no choice. So there needs to be mentoring. There needs to be investment in that, because they need to know how to. We have to carry on the traditions.
Oh, man.
So I hopefully through grants, through the continuation of us being able to convey music.
Yes.
To convey music to the public, and the technology is totally different now. And I got my one foot in the old, new, and then we had the digital, we had the digital revolution, and now I have the other foot in the other one. So I'm just we are all trying to swim this up. We're not natives of the internet. We are guests. And my son is 18. He's been a native. He was born in 2005. So he's been growing up with that.
Hard to believe.
Those kids have a different way of thinking. So we have to relate to them as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like yo man, we're not that they're not giving us this. We have to learn to relate to these kids too. And we have, everybody's on their phones and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe the feelings that they have, maybe they're stoked. They don't know how to react because they're always looking at a screen. We have to learn how to, we have to have that human interface. We have to have that eye-to-eye contact. And that's going to develop the arts as well, too. So, we just have to keep being positive about this.
Man, I'm telling you what.
That's we have to look. We have to look there. We can't be negative about it.
Man, well said, brother. I'm telling you, Tony. Yeah, it it's organic, with you and as a professional, man. You started off before you head out to the West Coast. You were a music teacher, man. You were actually a professor of music, and you worked with a number of kids, and you had your band, Heritage Drive. You guys were doing really great, but there was something inside you that said, it's I think it's time for me to make that move. And sure
for
enough.
15 years, I worked as a full-time musician in Cleveland. I played, I did wedding gigs. Wow. I taught. At one time, I taught almost 30, 40 students a week.
Wow.
I did that. And I did that for a couple of years, but I eventually got it down to like 9. Mm-hmm. And when I started teaching at Tri-C, that's Cuyahoga Community College.
Woo-woo.
And that's Metro. And and everybody's working there too. They're still part-time faculty. There's only not too many full-time positions there. So everybody has to be gigging too. So the kids that went through that program, they saw their teachers, what it was like to be a professional musician. They had to go out and do gigs. They had to do this. They had to write. All these things made up being a musician, and I was no exception. I was adjunct faculty, but I also directed a guitar ensemble.
Wow.
Taught 9 students there, and then I was also a recording engineer. I ended up buying all my own gear.
Did you?
I don't know if you're in gear, but I bought the Roland VS 1680s.
Woo.
And you could record 8 tracks at a time.
Wow.
At the height, I had 4 of those machines hooked together.
Wow.
And doing live gospel recordings.
Wow.
And that was another way that I made my income too in Cleveland as well. So, and I was building up. I was this person in Cleveland, and the bell ring off. I got to start developing my contacts. It's like, and I'm going to say that, I at one point I didn't think, I'll move to LA or New York, or I didn't know what it is. It was like, and even that was before the internet, so I didn't really have too many contacts. And it's like sometimes you maybe think, man, I'm in the Midwest. What's out there? What's that? You're in a box. You're just living. You're fighting the battle of Cleveland. You're fighting the battle of Toledo. That's so it's like that's where I am. Yeah. But I was like, man, I should go out to one of those NAMM shows in LA. So I started developing contacts early, around 2000, 2001, and I just went out there. I had a couple close contacts. I went out there and ended up just starting to meet people, and I kept on going like year after year, maybe for like 2 or 3 years, and I was like a soldier. I was walking around, trying to meet this person, trying to do that and building some contacts, and that was one thing that I was doing. But if you're not out there, you're not going to make any more contacts. That's just a weekend. When you go home, you have all that energy, that LA energy. But that can last maybe two weeks, if and you're back to the old grind.
Yeah.
So when push came to shove, I was renting a house. My son was 4 at the time, and he was 4, and my lease was up around it was 4 years, around 2009, and the people that I was renting from wanted to sell me the house, and we never had bought a house, and that was one thing that I just it wasn't. We weren't thinking about it, my wife and I.
Sure.
And what happened was, we didn't want to sell this house. And they said, you have to be out in 50 days. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay, so I have a decision here. Do I move everything out of my house? I had the recording studio. I had Hammond organs. I had everything. I had everything in this house. Do I just pick up and move into another place? No. Know this, that I had my life as a elder statesman, I guess, in Cleveland. It's whatever. I had my my base in Cleveland, and so I just moved on into another place. And my wife and I was like, you know what? Maybe we should just get out there, move out there. And also that by time I was working with some people coming in from L.A., they were requesting to work with me. Oh, wow. So I was still building more and more contacts.
Sure.
Even people like David Garfield, he was calling me, and then he came on in and played. And, he was actually cutting some stuff in my house when they were coming in and we were doing gigs together. So
doors are opening
that's
up.
That's going to keep on going.
Doors are opening up for you.
What happened was we just decided to say, okay, this is it. We're going to make the move. We're going to move out to L.A. And that's what it was. It's like it was a sign from God. Or like the universe was in tune with me, or we were in tune that this is definitely time to go. And that was a gift. It's like maybe it's hard for us to just physically just ourselves, okay, we're going to move out. But it was that push that I made, that God gave me, that, okay, man, this is it. You got to go.
I'm so happy that you listened to it, man, because it was destiny. Obviously, it was meant to be, man, because look at what you've done now since you moved out to L.A., man. I mean, Tony, you've worked with legends of popular music, man. You've had your fingerprint on Americana. We're talking American Idol. You're part of the house band. You were part of the house band with The Voice. Man, you've been working on all the awards. I mean, the BET Awards, man, other award shows, they call you, man. They're like, hey, Tony, we want you on board. I mean,
man, well, you know what?
insane.
When I did get out to L.A., I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's like, and people were saying, man, okay, here comes another guy. Let's see what he's going to do. But when I got there to L.A., I had my contacts. And that doesn't mean that they're going to save me.
Yeah.
There's not, and also when I did move out, I mean, I was definitely intertwined with the gospel and R&B scene, smooth jazz scenes in Cleveland.
Absolutely.
So they were intertwined with other people out in LA. So I was fortunate enough to get like some casuals or some jobs in churches. When I got out there, I had some sort of, people that I could call.
Oh, that's great.
And I could go. But when I went out there, man, I mean, for like 6 to 8 months, I almost went out just every night. Okay, this is it, man. I needed to build more. You need to build a presence.
Yes.
You need to build a presence that, yes, I'm out there. I can do this. I'm here to help, and you get recommended, because the two things are recommendation and reputation. Here I am. I'm going to play this job. I'm going to do this. And some of these I would get, maybe sometimes you would never know what you're going to get. You might have this whack thing, but you would never believe some of the people that I would meet, some of the people that have been these amazing gigs that are doing these things. Because, dude, LA is, I mean, seriously, it is a grind. And you have to, you come out here, you got to work. Man, I'm
telling you.
And
you did. It's that blue collar, Midwestern, it's time to go to work attitude, man, that, a lot of people don't respect, man. But I'm telling you what, guys, here in the Midwest, we got some hard-working folks. And
I want to say that, man, I have nothing to do, man. It's like, we got L.A., we got Nashville, we got New York, but, man, Cleveland instilled me the character to persevere and carry on and have the fortitude and the strength, because I'm so thankful for the community of Cleveland. I mean, they're my family.
Absolutely.
I know them. Just hey, I'll walk down the street. Hey, let's hang out. You know, they know me. You know, better than anybody.
Man,
you know, so since I've been out to LA, I've just kept in touch with everybody. Man. You know, and I do want to say, coming out to LA, the other thing was easier. You know, by that time there was MySpace and Facebook, so
sure.
That was another way that I was creating contacts too. Just and everybody, just being able to talk easier. Yeah. You know, that made the move easier, getting out to LA. And I want to say another thing: I could not have done this without my wife and her support. And a lot of people, I'm just a lucky guy. There's a lot of people that don't have that support.
That's the type of support
you're out there.
need.
It's it. You're here.
Yeah.
Some people come out alone.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't have that, so I'm very lucky.
Man, I'm telling you what, I lean on my bride every day, man. Karen, I know you're listening at home, honey. I love you. She's my best part. She's my better half. She is the person that never lets me doubt for 1 second, that there's a calling for me. And, I'm grateful for that. To have your best friend be your bride, man, it means a lot, man.
Awesome.
Man, I'm telling you, Tony, it's huge. Let's play a track for him right now, guys. And Tony, I love this track. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it. It's an extended track. It's called Looking Back, Be Gone. And
yeah. So that's basically the first track off of the Heritage Drive album. Actually, on that, it's a bonus track, but it was recorded all in one way. But then I spliced it up for just to have the single be gone. But this is the entire thing. It's like a 3-minute instrumental. Has Tony Camerato on bass and Sam Romano on drums. I played with them many years in wedding bands and just other bar bands around Cleveland. And then Be Gone is just a good out rocker, and that was recorded with the 1680s, a lot of background vocals, and the song is about just bad deals that you get into, and it's like, man, I got to get this guy back. How did I do this? But you got to find your way out too. So you got to get up and deal with the problems. But get out of there, be gone. Man. No more bad deals.
Man, I'm telling you,
what that song is about.
Man, Tony P, everybody, man, this is so awesome, guys. I'm so honored to have you with me, brother. And,
thank you, bro.
Man, I love this track, guys. You're going to love it. Heritage Drive. Looking Back, Be Gone. You're sailing with Captain Kyle right now. And Tony Polizzi on these smooth rockin' airwaves, y'all. And we're rolling. WKUF.
more time, our time is gone. Give us the spirit to carry on. Let's keep on, keeping on. You put our backs to the wall when we signed your deal. Give us the will that we might fulfill and be gone. Be gone. I would love to build an exile ship so I could damn a man like you. But I've been mopping right beside ya, 'cause I'm this exile to be gone. Yeah! Give us our dreams that we might have shared. It's possible we turn our check via mail. Be gone. It's a case of fraud that we can't allow, so we hound you and trap you to take a vow. We've won. We've won. You cried to your mom and you sucked your thumb the night I set you off to sea. Vice versa, I can empathize. You're just like me. Say, oh.
Heritage Drive, y'all. I'm telling you what, that was just insane. I love it. Tony, man, right when I hear that first note, it's so progressive and fun. And my big brother, Joe Puerta, what's up, Joe, from Ambrosia, man. Those guys have their pulse on progressive rock. Their style transformed as the EPs rolled on. But, brother, listen to Heritage Drive, man. That progression there, and then all of a sudden you guys flip it, and it goes right into this really great, smooth rock. Dude, you're incredible, man. I love it, Tony. It's amazing.
Hey, thanks. Man. My guy that was helping me engineer that was just starting me out before I bought all my stuff. His name is Dave Marcioni. He's like, why don't you play it like this? Do this. And it sounded kind of like a harpsichord.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of sounded like psychedelic a little bit in a way.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is cool. And then bam, it was just a different way. And I had, it's like, yeah, I would love to keep playing that stuff live.
Absolutely, man. Oh, I think the days...
it's just a great thing, man. Thank you.
Guys, you're sailing with Captain Kyle, these smooth rockin' airwaves. My special guest tonight, Tony Polizzi. He's from L.A. The man's amazing, and you guys know and love his music. You may not know the name here in Mid-Michigan yet, but trust me, we are going to know his name for years to come, because this brother, he's got it in all the right ways, guys. The man is brilliant. He's a brilliant musician, brilliant vocalist. So honored to have you with me tonight, Tony. Thank you so much.
Oh man,
brother.
thank you for your support, and it's very much appreciated. Don't think it does not go unnoticed. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, brother. Guys, it's time for the weather. Tonight, chance of rain and snow with a low near 32. Tuesday, chance of snow in the morning. Okay, it's going to be a high near 30, but Wednesday, guys, we've got a winter storm watch coming through, guys. So it will be in effect throughout the day. We've got freezing rain expected with a high near 34 on Wednesday. Currently, right now, in the heart of the Great Lakes State, it's 40 degrees. Tony P's rolling with me, guys. Tony, I'm telling you what, brother, you got to roll with a brilliant lady, an absolute gem in the musical world, Natalie Cole. Went around the world with her. And that was just the beginning of your career, man. You also, and before we move past Natalie, because we shouldn't, the lady's absolutely brilliant. And her, father, just an icon of music. Brother, you got to perform with Natalie at her very last show. And, what a special honor that must have been, man.
Yes. It was in the Hamptons. In New York in 2015. And at that time, we were kind of like, the shows were getting, a little bit too far between, because we knew she was sick. Yeah. Okay. But at that last show at the Hamptons, she came out for about 20 minutes. David Foster was there. Wow. She was on dialysis, but she could get away from that. And she gave we didn't do like a lot of, This Will Be or her, R&B songs. We did some traditional jazz, like her father, and that was the last time I saw her. And then I got a call about on New Year's Eve, 2015, going into the year 2016, and the band all found out that she had passed, and then it was in the public the very next day, and that just really hit home. And I got everybody calling me and stuff, and we were trying to just work our way through it. We didn't know what was going to happen. It's just a shame when someone like that, she was just a friend, and she took you around the world, and she gave me my first touring experience. Wow! Just going to places, going to Japan, going to Europe. Going to Thailand, Hawaii. We got to take the whole family to Hawaii. Wow. And she just loved having us, and family and stuff. And she would just take so good care of the band. And that's how I know her. And the one thing is that we did have there was going to be a time that me and her were going to write a song together. Like one of my songs, she wanted to do some words, but it didn't come to pass. But I'm just so glad that, she just thought of me like that, and that was great. And I miss her to this day.
Rest in peace, Natalie. What a wonderful woman, man. I'm so happy your friendship was there, man, and you got to know her. This brilliant lady, man. Man. And then you also, bro, like I was saying earlier, of course, you're the main man with Robbie Dupree, man. You and Robbie are boys, man. You toured with Robbie Dupree, man. Hot Rod Hearts, brother. We're flipping over now to a different artist icon, but Robbie, man. I mean, yacht rockers near and far. We love Robbie Dupree, man. I mean, the dude's a smooth rocker, and man, what's that like touring with the man, Robbie?
How that came to be was I was playing in a club with David Garfield, the same guy that I was still working in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say right out, David, he goes back many years in the L.A. experience, the L.A. studio people. He knows everybody here, and I was so fortunate to get to know him and working a relationship, and he just put me out there, say, here's this guy, call this guy, and this was just one of those other times that we were just doing a gig together, and it was me, I think Steve Ferrone was on drums, and Leslie Smith was singing. Now he was also in a gig, he was also in a band called Kraken. In the mid-'70s.
Woo, we love Kraken.
They would go on the road with the Doobie Brothers.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And those two other guys in that band, Peter Bunetta and Rick Chudikoff, they started working with Robbie on his solo project.
Wow.
Okay? So that became the Robbie Dupree band that you do know that recorded Hot Rod Hearts and Steal Away, and also Brian Ray.
Wow.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're doing this gig, right? Well, they just came down to see Leslie, see how he's doing. And it was Robbie, Brian Ray, and Peter Bunetta.
Wow,
they all just came on down. And then Brian came up, too. Now, you know who Brian is. Brian is Paul McCartney's guitar player.
That's awesome.
Okay?
That's awesome.
So he just started coming out. He played my guitar. And just, you were doing a gig and stuff like that. And just, Robbie would say, "Hey, man, I'm Robbie Dupree." I'm saying, "Hey, I'm Tony, man. I know you are, man. Come on." But it was cool. They were just hanging. And the thing of it is that Brian was just, Brian's just got. So he's very busy with Paul, as you can see.
Oh, sure.
but Brian played on all that classic stuff, Steal Away, Hot Rod Hearts, a lot of that stuff.
Wow.
But what happened was, Robbie, he was looking to do some gigs. Brian couldn't do it. And Brian said to Robbie, he said, look, just call this guy,
Call Tony, man.
What had happened, I had gotten like an email, I think 2:30 in the morning that night.
Sounds like something that happens with Steve Lukather.
Tony, this is Robbie, man. Hey, I just would like to do some gigs. And I'm like, I fell over. I'm like, what's going on here? And I said, Kathy, my wife, what's going on? He's like, write him back. So he just said, hey, man, would you like to do a gig at this place? At the same place that I played. He wanted to do the gigs. So, he sent me out his music. And, 2 weeks later, I'm over at Peter's, the drummer. I'm there with the exact same band that recorded that stuff. I'm rehearsing for this gig in L.A., and that's how I got to know Robbie, know those guys, and they are just super people, man. And Robbie has gone on to record his latest 2 singles with me. And he gave me a lot of freedom. There's many guitar solos that are in his music. And he is a true artist in every sense. I mean, just the way he puts lyrics together, the music, the way he communicates to you, the way he wants to convey the songs. And it was just super. And to a matter of fact, one of the gigs that we did do, we had like a melody. We didn't medley, but we did all the songs. We had... Stephen Bishop came down to the gig. He played one of his songs. Matthew Wilder. We did No One Gonna Break My Stride, which Peter Bunetta and Rick Chudikoff produced.
Really? Wow, look at that. The connection,
and Peter Beckett from Player. He came down. We played Baby Come Back.
Man,
And we were playing, and then we did Robbie's song, Steal Away. It was like, it was a magical night.
Wow, Tony, that's incredible, man. My goodness, my head would have exploded. Just so much just awesomeness in one room, brother. Man.
It truly is. I'm like, man, and you know what? I want to keep learning from people. These people are my mentors.
Yes.
You know, they have something to say. I'm going to listen.
Well, brother,
because they would know better than me.
I'm telling you what, you have been chosen and chosen correctly to have that torch passed too, man. You know, as far as being one of those fire keepers, carrying this smooth rockin' West Coast style into the future, man. And
well, I'm just happy that people want to work with me. Man. You know, I have to listen. I need to listen to what people are saying to me, because if you're not listening, people are not going to be open to things. You know, you could have your own agenda. That's not it. You know, it's just with anything. You know, you follow directions to the gig, get to the car. You know, it's like, you know, some people can't even do that. You know, I write. I mean, I have to keep learning how to listen.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
so I'm a student of that every day, and you know, I'm just going to keep on working at it.
Man, guys, the Tony P guys, the man is brilliant. He's got, like we were just talking a second ago, we got a track for you right now. One of the new tracks from Robbie Dupree, guys. You're going to love this one. It's called Audio Graffiti, featuring Tony P on the X. Y'all having a blast. Tony Polizzi and I, Captain Kyle, we're rolling to KUF. Robbie Dupree, man. Tony P. Audio Graffiti, man. That is solid, bro. That is super jazzy, super smooth, super rockin', man. I love it. It just gives me all of those wonderful West Coast feels, man, when I hear it.
Man,
you know, keeps
Robbie, that is just, he souped up that track. That's classic Robbie Dupree. And I do want to say that Rob Monsey, that arranged Steely Dan, he did those horn arrangements. And Neil Dorsman, the Grammy Award producer, engineer for Sting and Dire Straits, mixed that song.
Wow,
isn't that something?
That is so cool. Oh my goodness, that is so cool, yeah, bro. Man, it's like you've had such a journey. I feel like we need to make like a TV miniseries based upon your life and like see you go and like all the different things you did.
You know what though? But these people, we're out here, we're working. Yeah. You know, everybody's trying to get to the next job. We're doing this, we're doing that. You know, we're all cats. We're all working. We have a common goal. Yeah. You know, and that's how we see it. And be positive. Man. You know.
Gosh, I love it, guys. You're sailing with Captain Kyle and Tony P right now. Tony Polizzi, guys. The man is incredible. And Tony, before we turn the corner here into the second hour, I wanted to ask you about this incredible track that just kept ringing in my ear that you made. It's called Liquid Space, man, and it is brilliant, brother. Can you tell me a little bit about this track?
Yeah, I can tell you. Yeah, the whole album right there, Pleasantview Place, which that is on, yes. That started in Cleveland, and that was originally, this guy came to me and says, "Hey, man," and this is back in the time when there was kiosks in Walmart, Kmart, you know, those kinds of things. You would go, you know, mood music. Country, you know, you have different things, you know, and they were still selling CDs at the time. Wow. He said, "Hey, man, we want you to make a kiosk album." All right? And just, give us some mood kind of stuff. So, you know, I wrote, like, you know, 5 or 6 songs like that. I was just making up this stuff. I was just doing guitar overdubs and stuff. Yeah. And then the guy, he left town. So I was left with all this stuff. I'm like, well, I'm just going to develop it and put it out myself. So, you know, many of these songs on here are 2 guitars or overlayering. And this particular one, Liquid Space, has a lot of different kinds of, like, Pat Metheny in it. And just, you know, some folky stuff. And I'm just, you know, some thorough composed kinds of voicings, but I really enjoy that song. So Liquid Space, I'm glad you want to present that on your show.
Man, it's brilliant. Man, you guys are sailing with Captain Kyle, Tony P, and we're rolling. by Smooth Rockin' Airwaves, WKUF.